Good afternoon. Match 19 of the 1987 Cricket World Cup was played today. It was the match between Ireland and the West Indies at Bombay. Victory for the West Indies would guarantee them a quarter-final place and would all but guarantee them a top two finish as well, and therefore avoid the likes of India and England in the quarter-finals. The pitch in Bombay was completely different to one yesterday that England polled 296 on. It was slow, and it was slow, and a bit of a slow outfield. However, not a surprise that West Indies won the toss, selected to bat. It is a bat-first tournament, this World Cup in India, and this was the outcome of what turned out to be quite a fascinating match in the end. As you can see, West Indies not necessarily convincing. They batted the full 50 overs for 258 for 7, but the boundaries were very, very difficult to get. The pitch did not play as well as we thought it could do. It's a little bit overcast, but not really that much in it. But there was 6 for Phil Simmons, 30 for Richie Richardson, 12 for Gus Logie, 2 for Roger Harper, 5 not out for Cole Hooper, and a duck for Winston Benjamin. But look at that partnership. There was a third wicket partnership with 170, but it took about 38 overs. Vivian Richards, his first 50 of the competition, but his slowest ever 50 of his one-day international career. His 50 came off 85 balls, and he ended up 67 off 99 balls. But at the top of the order, sorry, I had a brain freeze again. Desmond Haynes at the top of the order, 106 off 135 deliveries, his 9th one-day international 100 and the 4th 100 of this World Cup. Brilliant, brilliant effort from Desmond Haynes. Him and Vivian Richards went into almost test match mode, hence how difficult the pitch was here in Bombay. Very, very slow indeed. Wickets, well, there was 37 for naught for Nicholas Eiffel, 44 for 3 for John Davidson, 48 for 1 for Barry Seaburn, 48 for 1 for Barry Seaburn, 30 for naught for Irash Miraj, 29 for naught for Adrian Covington, and despite being quite expensive, 57 for 3 for Anesh Patel in his first appearance of the tournament. So they made 258 for 7, batting the full 50 overs again, the highest score of the competition so far, West Indies, despite being unconvincing. But look at this scorecard from the Irish. The pitch just became impossible to play on for about 21 overs. The ball just kept low, and every time they edged the ball, it went to a fielder. For 21 overs, Ireland couldn't hit a boundary, and all of a sudden, the game just turned and the pitch just became really difficult to bat on. And at 89 for 8, Ireland looked like they were going to get bowled out for 100. But then an absolute stunning 9th wicket partnership of 82 runs. Got Ireland up to 171. The last 2 wickets added 107 runs, which is inexplicable considering. Which is absolutely inexplicable considering in the situation. Which is absolutely inexplicable, really. West Indies really lost it out there. Their body language and some of West Indies outfielding again was absolutely shocking, just like it was against New Zealand. Have a look at that. 0 for Irash Miraj, 7 for Nicholas Eiffel. Ian Bilcliffe got 5. Nicholas DeGoot 7. 6 for John Harris for captain. Anesh Patel got a duck. There was also a duck for Adrian Codrington. 35 or 32 balls for John Davidson. But who would have thought that the number 10 batsman, Anesh Patel, 55 off 91 deliveries in what was absolutely inexplicable stuff from the West Indies. 49 off 87 deliveries for for Abdul Samad as well, in what was absolutely incredible. I mean, like I said, 19 off 38, 19 for Barry Seaburn, not out off 38 balls. Absolutely shocking from the West. Absolute shocking performance from the West Indies. Absolute shocking performance from the West Indies. I mean, 89 for 8 from 21 overs. They batted another 26 overs and had 107 runs. And what was turned out to be a comfortable afternoon for the West Indies turned out to be a pretty uncomfortable afternoon, despite a comfortable enough victory. The final summary: Ireland versus the West Indies at Bombay. West Indies won the toss on a very slow pitch in the end and elected to bat first. It is a bat first tournament. It proved to be the correct decision, even though they only got 258 for 7. They were 221 for 2 at one stage for about 40 overs, and it looked like they were going to get 280. And they didn't get 280. They ended up batting with 50 overs for 258 for 7. Still the highest score of the competition. Ireland, well, they were 89 for 8. Were all over the place. Looked like they were going to get bowled out for 100. They ended up batting for 47 overs, making 196. West Indies winning comfortably by 62 runs in the end. West Indies winning comfortably by 62 runs in the end. Forgot to see the bowlers. 23 for 0 for Vivian Richards. 52 for 1, expensive for Roger Harper. 19 for 0 for Cole Hooper. But the 3 fast bowlers did the job. Not Trevor Benjamin, for God's sake. Winston Benjamin, 4 for 36 off 10 overs. His 4 wickets came in a 20-ball spell where the pitch just completely misplayed. 2 for 36 for Courtney Walsh. 3 wickets, 3 for 29 for 3 for 29 for Patrick Patterson. His third 3-wicket haul of the tournament. He's the leading wicket taker with 9 wickets in 3 matches in this competition. Yeah, getting back. Like I said, West Indies won the toss, selected the bat first on a slow pitch in Bombay. They only made 258 for 7. The highest score of the competition. Ireland batted for 47 overs, score 196. West Indies winning comfortably in the end by 62 runs, but they won't be too happy with that performance. Man of the match for his 106 off 135 deliveries was Desmond Haynes of the West Indies. So a pretty uncomfortable afternoon for the West Indies, but they are joint top of the table along with Pakistan. They're ahead of Pakistan on net run rate, and they are through to the quarterfinals, the 4th team to qualify for the World Cup quarterfinals here in India. And that result more or less guarantees them a top 2 finish, and therefore avoid the likes of India and England. Whoever finishes second in the group could well be playing Australia though, and I don't think the West Indies, on their performances so far, will necessarily want to be playing Australia. Speaking of Australia, they've got Holland tomorrow, looking for their second win of the tournament to really boost their hopes. Sri Lanka will be hoping that Holland lose tomorrow, otherwise they are literally going to be in the last chance saloon against Holland, knowing that anything other than victory, anything other than less than victory against the Dutch for Sri Lanka would see them go out of the tournament and become the first test nation to get knocked out in the group stage. Let's have a look at the star players for the West Indies. They both had good games today, Vivian Richards and Patrick Patterson. Patrick Patterson now the leading wicket taker with 9 wickets in the tournament. Double check that in a moment. .36 average now for Vivian Richards. His first 50 of the tournament, 108 runs in 3 innings. He hasn't had a good start to the tournament and really scrappy innings of 67, but he was dropped on 18 as well, which makes it even more difficult for Ireland, really. As for Patrick Patterson, another 3-wicket haul, 9 wickets at an average of 11. 9 wickets in 3 matches at an average of 11. Just double check the leading wicket takers. All the main wicket takers have all struggled in this World Cup. I mean, look at that. Only Craig McDermott with 7 wickets is on that list, and obviously the person that isn't on that list, the Sri Lankan bowler, Viatan John, took 6 wickets against Kenya, and has only taken 2 wickets in the previous 3 matches. So that's that. I have to say that was one of the most unconvincing West Indian displays ever. I mean, to have a team at 89 for 8, 4 years ago or even 8 years ago, they would have probably bowled the team out for Ireland out for 100. But You know, that is concerning, and maybe it shows that the West Indies are not the team in which they were back in 75 or 79, or even in 1983, when they reached for, or even in 1983. Yeah, very unconvincing West Indies, and they've got a lot to think about for a match against Zimbabwe, which they've got in 5 days' time, is it? In 4 days' time, they've got Zimbabwe, and they'll be looking to win that so they can go, so they can confirm themselves as potential, as they can go into that final group match against Pakistan for the group decider. If they lose that match against Zimbabwe, which would be inexplicable, it would probably more than guarantee that Pakistan don't even need to beat the West Indies to guarantee top spot in the group. And potentially, whoever finishes second will have the quarterfinal against Australia. But that's that match out the way. Tomorrow's match, Australia versus Holland, for match 20 of this World Cup in India. This is me, Lawrence Howard, reporting on the 1987 Cricket World Cup being played here in India on Brian Lara Cricket and PlayStation. Until tomorrow's match, it's bye-bye from me.